Everything is falling apart.
Such a nice welcome.
Yeah, that's how we have to start every live stream now. I realize we should get an image up on the screen about the Kickstarter. I mean, we already have one, but let's get another one going, right?
Yeah.
There we go. Put that up right there.
Bam.
Kickstarter? Question mark? Hey, we've got so many people on right now. That's really exciting. Sound is good. All right, Steven, you got it. Is he the first one? Yes.
The first one.
Always the first one. How's Alex's sound? I'm a little bit worried about that. If someone can give Alex, you need to say stuff.
Oh, I was just thinking in my head that somebody would say he sounds terrible. I don't know why. That just came into my head.
Hey.
Can anybody hear me? Hello out
Good
there.
keeping up with the chat today. Yeah, there's so many people here, and everyone is active. Let's see how quickly we can hit the 100 chat thing on the the award for that. Alex sounds okay. All right. I guess if he sounds okay to y'all.
I think my volume's a little low. If you can raise me, raise me.
Raise the game.
All right.
Raise me up.
I'm using the same channel for both of our sounds, so raising your sound will also raise our sound. But
That's okay. You can be louder.
right. We'll bring it up to 500%. I don't know if that's gonna make a difference, but we'll try.
Try something.
Hey, Steve-O says hi.
Hey, Steve-O. How are you doing? So nice to
Is
see
Alex's
people.
sound a little bit better?
Am I
Hopefully.
sounding better? Do I need to sing a song? You guys can hear me?
You can try.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Oh, I'm not wearing underwear today. No, I'm not wearing underwear today. Not that you really care much about my underwear. Still, nonetheless, I gotta say, I'm not wearing underwear today.
I think somebody will just say that we
I don't know
made a
why I did
mistake
that, but
with raising the voice.
now.
Alright. Sounds the same, but clearer. Alright. I think we're gonna have to...
Everybody.
Alex, you're just gonna have to speak a little bit louder. I don't know if OBS likes your sound as much anymore.
Sing the whole time, I've been told.
Okay, so we've got the Kickstarter to talk about. We also got to interview Damjan because we didn't do that last week.
Well,
So throw questions up, especially, Damjan's flying out tomorrow, which is sad for me. I was doing my Patreon video earlier today, and part of the reason why I didn't post it was I was so tired. The entire thing was completely monotone. But also, I was just getting really sad. I'm like, Damjan's leaving.
well, I'm sad as
Don't
well,
leave
but,
us.
Yeah. Things are the way they are at the moment. I mean, it was amazing that I could come, that's the big part. It has been 5 years.
5 years,
This is the
yes.
first time that I'm actually meeting the people. What's Alex doing?
I don't know. Alex, are you trying to eat the computer?
I have another mic, so
Oh.
I'll play about my mic. I'll just see if I can get it.
All right.
And if it's connected.
Ah, look at that thing.
Oh,
He's
that's
got a
professional
beast.
stuff.
Yeah.
Now he'll sound better than us. That's not fair.
No, Darren, we're not on Discord. We're on Zoom. Discord.
Who uses that?
Only people who know what they're doing. Let's see. Maybe I can raise Alex's sound. Let's take this off screen so people aren't just watching me looking at the settings stuff.
What do you mean? People love it when I clearly was eating the computer.
Clearly, right?
Nope, I don't know the box. I don't know where I should move to.
I don't know. Let's see.
I think that's for everybody.
Yeah, we will see. Alright. So, let's talk about your trip.
Well, my trip, where do we start? The 2 days before I came here? Yeah, that was the most insane part about my trip, but I guess it worked out well.
Yeah.
So
How was trying to get everything travel and ready for just coming here? Because COVID was a big mess.
well, it was a bit mess as well. And some places they were like, "Oh, you don't need a COVID PCR test," and some they're like, "Oh, you need one." And then you arrive at the place and they're, "Oh, yeah, you definitely need one." So luckily I had one, so that was the good part. The rapid thing was that I didn't have too much time to prepare. It was just 2 days. So I did forget some things for some people that I wanted to bring over, but luckily it all went well. So I can't complain much about that.
Is there any way we can shift any of this blame onto Chris?
Well, it's all on Chris.
Yeah.
What do you mean shift? It's already there.
Yeah.
We're just being nice
Chris'
here,
problem.
trying to not mention him too much, being like, yeah, Chris messed things up. So it's all Chris's fault. In case he's watching, I want him to know that it's all his fault.
Alright. The rival, I know, that wasn't, at least from my perspective, when you get into Pearson, wasn't too bad. It was.
Well, yeah, because you were not the one in the airplane for 18 hours. Yeah, of course. For you, you just drove the car around there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it wasn't that exhausting. This is the first time that I'm traveling cross continents, so it was a bit weird. But it was okay, I guess, because you can still sleep in the place. And where am I from? I'm from Macedonia, but I live in Finland at the moment, so I was flying from Finland. That was my start location. Then I went to Heathrow in London, and then I had 7 hours of layover there, and then I came to Toronto.
Basically an entire working day. You're just sitting at Heathrow.
Exactly. I mean, I did draw, so it's all good. Just the scary situation is that, there's still COVID going around, and you're watching your step everywhere. Somebody gets too near to your, dodge skills. It feel weird.
Yeah.
And tomorrow is the same way back, so at least I know where I'm going.
Yeah. You're going to be working very hard on stuff tomorrow.
Yeah. When everybody else is sleeping.
Try Ontario, Sydney. If you like flying. I don't
get that hour.
Yeah, hissing at them is probably something they should do. It's funny because some people still insist to wear the mask, here.
Yeah.
And that really freaks me out. And there is a trend that I'm seeing. Everybody, they go to the toilet and they take off the masks there, not realizing that everybody does it, and then it's the biggest danger zone, basically. And probably it's not the best place to grab some air. So
That's true.
Yeah, that's one of the weirdest things that I noticed at Heathrow at least.
Alright, did you get the new mic set up?
Oh no, I just pulled it out.
Yeah. Gave up on it right away.
Oh, Alex.
There's a second piece to it, and I don't know where it is, so I was like,
What's the biggest cultural difference between Ontario and back home?
Well, there are some things that are quite different from Macedonia, but the major difference is from Finland. And I will speak a bit more about this because this is the more drastic part. Basically, both places are in the north, so the weather is not the biggest excuse. However, in Finland, everybody when September, October, November comes there, oh no, now it's winter. We're going to be a bit meh, and everybody gets depressed, and it switches to that kind of a mood. Here, everybody is extremely polite, extremely happy, and then you have snow, and people are like, oh, look at the snow. It's really nice. One of the things that I can notice, of course, 2 weeks are nothing to judge a place, but everybody's so nice here. So the stereotype is true. And it's a good thing.
I like how that's our stereotype. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Clearly, you just didn't spend enough time with Chris.
Yeah, he would have changed the picture for how people go out here as well. Yeah, that's true.
And then there's the fact that I just made you work all the time here. So I don't know how you think I'm a nice person.
No, you're a nice person, nice host. I mean, it was nice to get these things done.
Yeah.
And honestly, some of the things I don't even look at them as work. For example, the championship, I don't look at this as work. For me, it was hanging out with people there.
Yeah. The community at the championship was definitely really, I think, way more excited to see Damjan than actually playing Genesis in some cases.
Well, thank you. I'm honored.
well, was your favorite moment from the championship, Damjan?
I mean, of course, the end is the most exciting because the tension is high. But I like just being able to chat with the people there and seeing some people. There were people that didn't know how I look or who I am, and they're like, "Oh, you're Damjan." I was like, "You know me?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I have this card," and that was very exciting for me because, the biggest pleasure that you can get as an artist is to basically have people like your art and enjoy it. Because you're spending so much time into it, and then somebody actually verifies that your time is well spent. So that was the most exciting part for me.
Yeah.
Does it inspire you more to work harder on your Genesis cards now that you see met the fans?
Oh yeah, I even feel really, really guilty because for Origins, because I was doing more of the art directing part and things like that, I didn't do too many pieces. So now I'm like, oh man. Next year we'll have as many things to sign. So, yeah, we'll have to fix that. I'll have to do a lot of promos, I guess.
Yeah. Everyone who gets our Electrical Storm promo from the Kickstarter, make sure you hold on to it so that next year when you meet Damjan, you can get it signed.
Yes. I instantly started making my promos, you see? I instantly started making promos.
Yes. No, the community was definitely really great at the championship. It was we also have, just as a side story, Leslie messages me the other day. So for those who don't know, Leslie's the one who did the art for Bullshot and Angel Retribution. And she messages me. She's like, oh, I'm in Hawaii visiting some family. And look what I found. And sends me a photo of her holding up a Genesis booster pack from a local game store there. And it has the Angel artwork. And she was so excited. And I told her, oh, does this inspire you to do more work for Genesis? And she's like, maybe. So if anyone gets a hold of her, make sure you start poking her and be like, come back to Genesis. Come back to Genesis.
Mm-hmm. We need her.
Yeah.
We need her.
Can we have an Alex microphone support tier? You know what? We should have that as a stretch goal.
The final one.
The final stretch goal.
So, Damjan stayed at my house. Damjan, did you get the chance to count the amount of headphones in the room you slept in?
No, I wasn't that much observative because I was so tired that I just comatose there. All I remember is I met your family there, and we had this. Oh yeah, this is one of the cultural difference. Like the breakfast was this big. In Finland, you get a breakfast, it's like this big. Here, you get this, and you're struggling to finish it. And everything tastes very sweet. Even the water in some places tastes sweet. So, yeah.
It's funny because when he was saying that, and I was like, the first morning at my place, I was like, yeah, so I got oatmeal, and frozen fruit is over there, and that's it. And he's just like, okay. It's just, not even flavored oatmeal. It's just plain oatmeal.
I mean, that's kind of what I eat all the time, so I was good with it. I'm a simple person.
One of my concerns was I thought Damjan would think I was crazy because the room he slept in, I actually had six dead mics just hanging around the room.
So you just collect dead headphones? Is this what you do?
No, they just die so often that I haven't got the time to throw them out.
Oh my god. But you don't really throw them out, you collect them, so there is something to that.
Jeffrey says, Genesis in Hawaii. There's another excuse for me to plan a trip there. Plan a trip there or try to convince us to host an event there?
Wow.
I'm sure Chris would love to have an event, a Genesis event in Hawaii. That guy. I hope everyone understands. We make fun of him a lot, but we do also love him a lot. It's just the way things are. You make fun of those who you love, right? Right?
Yeah. Oh, we have a rule at the company that you're allowed to insult everybody and make jokes at them, right?
Yes. Yeah. 100%. All right. So, what was one of the weirdest requests that happened at the championship? Did anyone ask you to sign something that you weren't expecting to sign, or draw something you weren't expecting to draw?
I mean, there were a few people that asked me to sign cards that were mine, and I was like, I can't sign that. I might have helped on the process, but I didn't make it. So it kind of made me sad that I'm rejecting them, but in the same time, it was, the way it was supposed to be. I didn't have any uncomfortable or awkward things. Just one request that I got was a bit too elaborate for me to draw. And I did such a bad work with it because I was like, okay, let me try. And then I realized if I start to illustrate this thing, I will actually take like 3 hours and nobody will see me. So I just did a really bad job for it and I gave it to the person.
All right. So I want to throw it out there, especially for the people in the chat, we still have some questions to ask Damjan, especially about his trip here. But as we're doing that, if you have questions that you have queued up about the Kickstarter, or like we're going to dig into it, we're going to talk about it a little bit. And the link is in the description to go subscribe to it. So you can do that now. But you can start putting those questions in the chat, and we'll try our best to tackle them as they start like pouring in.
Damjan did do Meteorite.
Yes.
First question answer. Done.
Yeah. The Meteorite, well, specifically the one from Ragnarok and going into Welcome to Jalar and forward. The original one he didn't do, but the other ones he did. Yeah. Okay. So we talked about the championship. We talked about the food. You had a fun experience cooking because he kept on insisting to cook dinner here. He's a guest. He's not, he's visiting. And you made 3 dinners.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can't just crash at your place and do nothing.
So, it was weird.
For me, it was a pleasure to do that. And this is one thing that maybe some people don't know, but this is the first time I'm actually meeting him and Alex.
Yeah.
And with him, I have been working for 5 years. So all of this time, I was like, all right, I have this client there who over time became a friend. But now that we're actually meeting in person, it's something different. And I wanted to, contribute to the table somehow. So that's the reason.
So FAB TCG, you're asking if we can host gameplay on Discord or something. So every Sunday night, newbie nights, right? So that's on the main fan Discord server. Every Sunday night, and then are people playing casually on that server as well?
Yeah, they still are.
Okay, good.
From time to time, we have in the past also hosted tournaments and events on there. Yeah. We haven't done one recently, but
we should totally do one during the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we can. This is happening completely spontaneously, but we will plan a tournament during the Kickstarter at some point. So, like,
you just made it real, like mentioned it on the live stream. So,
Alex, you can judge, right? You got a team of judges. So we could have a Discord tournament going on, right?
Sure.
So that's happening, but then also there's the Future League server. So anyone who's interested in doing playtesting and learning more about what the future of the game looks like. Including we're already playtesting Sid's champion, like the champion that the championship winner is designing. Sid, not to get confused with me. That's where my issues are here. So he started designing his champion, and that's already started playtesting, right? So there is that Future League server. If you want to know more about the Future League server, that information's on the Genesis website, so you could go learn more about that.
I'll go to the next question.
Yeah, big shout out to Steve-O, because one of the exciting moments as well was we hosted that party at his shop. That was so nice, and really big thanks to the guy, because he has been supporting the project for so long, and me personally with buying all the prints, Necrolich, I love that stuff. So that was one of the warmest moments. It felt like a family there. Yeah. Somehow, even though I don't know the people a bit more, but it felt really nice to be there.
I feel like a quarter of the people who were there was his family, so it's such a big family, and everyone was there. I thought
what is your favorite artwork, Damjan, coming into Origins?
Oh, that's.
Anyways, it doesn't have to be your own. Just artwork.
That's hard. That's hard to say. There are a bunch of few things that we were trying out in this set, and there was this ant that Philip did that was absolutely amazing. The champions, they look amazing, so there are many new, and Dalia, our new artist, also did some really good ones. Everybody on the art team, they made at least something, at least a few pieces that are really, really something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Jonathan Matt Triccardi asked, how did you guys start working together?
Us? Or
Yes, you too. No, I don't care about me. I'm clearly just here to host and ask the questions that they're saying.
It was an ad on
Guru.com.
Yeah.
Guru,
There was an ad that I applied to. Actually, was it an ad or did you?
Yeah,
it was something. It was something. It was a long time ago, and we just, for me, it was important to get into the TCG scene because I am a really passionate Yu-Gi-Oh player. When I was a kid, over time I gave it away as a hobby because time is always restricted. However, I always wanted to do something like that. So when this opportunity presented itself, I was like, oh yeah, this is it. And I did my first test card, which is Essence Drain, which is still something very special to me, even till today, because the process that was there, I had a lot more freedom so I could experiment with, so I created this thing that later on created Core as a champion. But basically, the way the work relationship started is that we just, I don't know, I was making cards, and over time I was getting more familiar with the project. You were sharing stories of the project with me. We were having these one-on-ones after some time, so we were connected on a more friendly basis. Over time, I know at some point I was the art lead, and then I became the art director. When I wasn't able to contribute as much with illustrations, I wanted to still be there for the project, so I took on a bit more management. And over time, it developed into this thing where we're just, working together.
It was a crazy post because when I put that up on Guru, and I don't know if I told you this, but at that time, of course, the early days of Genesis were completely self-funded. So I was taking my personal salary and putting it towards paying for artists. I only had about $80 US that I could charge per piece. So I remember putting up the post on Guru.com, showing some of the artwork we already had, and said, looking for an artist who can match this tone for a concept sketch, and it would be $80 US. And a bunch of people replied back to me, and they're like, I think you're missing another 3 zeros on that.
Oh my god. For me, at that point, it wasn't that important to make some money. I just wanted to do something exciting. And for the most of the part, it has been that was driving me into this project.
Yeah.
At some points, life got into the way, but luckily we still managed to make things work.
Yeah. And I also remember you taking over all 8 champions from Arthur.
Oh yeah, that was one of the biggest pleasures that I had till today. Basically making the whole lineup, because I think that's something that we worked the closest on, because you had very specific needs of how they should look and what they are and all that stuff.
Yeah. And
I was extremely eager to get there because that was important for me to nail it down. It was kind of like a passion project, and it still is that way.
Yeah.
Okay, I've written some questions, even though they've gone off the screen.
Okay.
I don't remember the person's name. It was the same person who asked about the online events. He said weekly events with promos or even monthly. We did give away promo / stuff with our events. I think you did have to be a Patreon member because it shipped out with your Patreon.
No, it was just coincident that everyone who played was also Patreon member. Yeah.
So that's something we'll probably start up, I would see, in January when we start fully organized play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that having that on the Discord server run by the judges and having those sanctioned through and using Tabletop Simulator, 100%, and we will treat them like any other event. So I do think that that's going to be really good.
Next question was Sid as tall as you expected?
Actually, he's taller than I expected. But I kind of knew that he would be taller because once we had the conversation, we were talking randomly on our one-on-one. I was talking about my height, and you were like, hey, I expect you to be taller. I was like, well, I expect you to be shorter. So, yeah. No, he's too tall. I mean, that's what I expected.
Yeah. Especially since my wife's like itty-bitty.
Just a comment here. Scheming Skeleton, your video on the pledge tiers was awesome. Thanks for making it. It was awesome. Next question. Do you have a favorite affiliation because of lore or direction of artwork, Damjan?
Oh, well, that's a good one. At the beginning, I was aspiring towards Timos, but over time, I kind of started to like all of them for different reasons. Because the moment you become familiar with the lore, everything has its own sense why it's there. So, I don't have one at the moment. At the beginning, it was Timos.
Hey, Scheming Skeleton, would you be okay if we used that video to, like, kind of push forward the Kickstarter? I'd love to use that as a summary because you did a really great job on that. So feel free. All right, next question, Alex. I'm sure you've got some more written.
This is like a question or statement. It was, so basically Assad was desperate, and you felt bad for him.
Is that what happened? It was pity. It was pity.
No.
His entire friendship is just pity.
I mean, now that he broke it down, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Now we know the truth. Now we know.
Last time I fly you to Canada.
Yeah. Well, things change.
There was a question. What's Guru? I don't know if you mentioned Guru.
Guru.com is the website for freelance things, but I'm not sure if it functions anymore. Even back in the days, it was kind of a weird place.
Yeah.
So.
It's kind of like Fiverr or tools like that where you're finding freelancers or contractors to help you out with tasks. But Guru is more dedicated towards higher skilled contractors compared to Fiverr is just anyone within the spectrum who has those skill sets.
Wait, you knew that and you went there with $80? That's epic. That's epic. Okay.
I was much more naive in those days.
Luckily, we made it work.
Yeah.
Alright, here's a big one. Does this Kickstarter, even though it's not your first product, seem like the launch of the game into the larger TCG community? Not to undermine any accomplishments of your previous releases.
There's a lot behind that question. So from my perspective, Origins is my timeline. Origins was always going to be like the real launch of the game. Especially when you think about the lore and everything that's kind of happened. Welcome to Jailar and Raise is a bit of a prelude to the bigger story arc that we're going to be launching with Origins, moving into Invasion, Collision, and War. Everything. Alpha, Beta, those are clear proof of concepts. Welcome to Jailar and Raise were a lot more of a, let's see how this game functions. Let's see if we can put these pieces together. But their storyline is separate from what's going to be happening starting with Origins. And eventually it ties back in, but it's lore-wise, gameplay-wise, mechanic-wise, everything, it does make sense that Origins is the product we use Kickstarter for. It is the beginning of Genesis. So that's my perspective. Alex, I'd like to hear this from your perspective.
I think it links very much with J2. For people coming into the game, we essentially bundled everything from the past into a single box, and they were like, now let's truly give it to the community. All you need is this one box, and this is the game going forward.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as that. This is the forward push.
Yeah. Also, Origins actually marks a really big change in the company history, which is the separation of me as the CEO and a game design team. Alex taking over the game design team. And that actually has a very positive downstream impact, which is that I don't have to be juggling 17,000 things at once. Alex can actually, we'll have someone who's dedicated, who's really passionate about making the game as awesome as possible. So from the game design perspective, I definitely think that Origins starts where a company should start, with dedicated departments. I also know that there's big change because of Origins from the art team side.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to talk about some of that.
Yeah. So on the Origins set, there were a few changes, because what we're dealing with here is that we don't have the big budget to hire just all the best artists in the world. So what we're doing is we're building a team that will be the Genesis team that over time will grow to be the best artists in the world. That's my mission, secretly. But yeah, what is happening in the art side is that we implemented this primary color thing a bit further, and we are trying to communicate the function of the card a bit better. So we finally established some rules in there on how the cards would be illustrated, so that people can look at them and actually read everything that they need with just a glance. Of course, they'll have to double check the damage and some specifics about it, but basically the illustrations became a bit more descriptive. Another big change is that we are doing everything in the arena at the moment. The point of that is to basically have this comic book feeling, to have this battle going on there so that people can experience it more as a movie. That was the point of the whole thing.
Yeah.
It is still something that is in the making, and this is the beauty of the art team, that they're very, very fluid people. They're just able to work in different styles, and they're able to work in different ways. So having that in mind, we're trying out new things all the time. And it's never a set thing on this is how things are going to be, because the moment we have that, things will become boring. We still have from time to time some accidents, some cards that are a bit out of style, a bit out of the mood, but those, I'm actually very eager to see what the fans will think about that. Those are the small things that will make the world pop a bit more.
Yeah. Also, just from a technical perspective, also, we finally build an art direction document.
Yeah.
And a lot of those lessons have started getting implemented into Origins. Origins is actually one of the first sets where, after the set was done, we are going back to refine a lot of the artwork too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of big wins happening with Origins, because as a company and all individual departments, things are finally kind of operating in a really cool way. Except for, of course, the sales department, because that's Chris's.
That will never fix. That will never fix.
That guy. I wanted to see if there's some artwork we can actually be spoiling during this live stream today.
Sure.
Because I wanted to find how there's a story tie-in with things. So there was the one Sarah story arc that we used artwork for, right?
Yes.
Do you remember those two pieces?
You're gonna go to. Ooh.
Anticipation must be
high. The last of the story is repurpose. move together, launch, and repurpose. And Shield Major is the summon and all, but
move together. Let's see. I need to properties. No properties.
While I do that, I'll answer a question. What's the timeline on other releases, annual or biannual? I think our goal in the long run is to do 2 sets a year. I can't remember. We've had meetings on this before. Unless I had it in front of me, I can't remember.
It really breaks down to the fact that we had a timetable, and I got called out on it this morning by Steve-O. We had a timetable published on the website, and now with the Kickstarter, a lot of that is being kind of reconfigured. It's... we're working on it. We're working on making things a little bit more stable. We'll have to see how much the Kickstarter accelerates us forward. So I'm putting Move Together up first. So we have... You want to explain this piece a little bit, Alex? It's a little interesting.
All right, you tell me when you have it on screen.
It's already up.
It's on screen. All right. Are we just talking about the artwork?
Just the artwork and
the artwork?
the direction on this.
All right. Well, so we'll go pretty simple. We'll start with the card's name. Currently is Move Together. It may change, but it is currently called Move Together. And as you can see in the piece, both Sarah and the Shield Major here are moving. Together. They're both in a very similar pose.
I accidentally switched to launch too early. So
okay.
We had moved together.
Launch into the next card.
Alright, so Move Together, launch, and then the last one was repurpose, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna, I already had launch up, and let me put repurpose back up. Oh, we'll put it up, because that's where I really love kind of like the tie-in to all the story pieces. Where is repurpose? So that's up on the screen.
So it's all on the screen. So the short story of this, Sarah summons her Shield Major, and she pretty much is like, oh, I love him, he's my best friend. They go running around in the field. She saves him from damage, and then she rips his head off and uses it as a shield.
Yeah, but this is one of those things that we mentioned about the art direction. Basically, we're making sequences now, and we're having experimentation. As you noticed with some of them, there was this more pushed perspective. This is something that we're trying to push the artists to do. Experiment a bit more and just pushing the dynamicity of everything. Because Genesis is all about movement. Let's be honest. It's all about the punches. It's all about the running and jumping.
Yeah. I love like this. We had some of these tie-ins in the older sets, but like the biggest one was backflip and Oten. But even that was not 100% intentional. It was just more coincidental that those worked out. Here we actually had this intentionally because we saw what we did earlier. And we're like, that's really cool. Let's try this some more moving forward. So having those pieces tied together, being able to like have old pieces of like that comic book strip is really, really cool. I love it. I love it. Is that my position to rename Launch to Yeet?
Oh.
Hey, can you spill the Emergent Worm? Because we have been requested to see that for a while now. Or should we keep the person anticipating even more?
You could show that art.
Yeah, let's show
that one at least has a story. That's a good one I can talk about pretty easily.
Go for it. That's in Chaos, right?
Is it up already? I'm just watching the stream, so I don't know if it's up.
Oh, okay. I just need to find it. It's in Chaos, right?
Upcoming artwork is for a summon called Emergent Worm. And Emergent Worm, if you guys were closely paying attention to the pitch contest, actually was on the pitch contest. It did not win. And in fact, the author of the card voted for the opposing card because they felt that the opposing card was a better card for Genesis. And that was a very great thing. And that's irrelevant to Emergent Worm. Emergent Worm, on the other hand, fit perfectly with one of the champions that was designed for Origins. And the slot that we had there just wasn't really fitting it. So it was like, this summon was a perfect summon. There was nothing like too crazy out there. Let's get it in the set. So this is a card designed by Will Kemp.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm really excited about that.
Now you should be happy, Will. Now you have it.
No, he still has the YouTube bar on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an entire thing where he like paused the trailer video for Origins at this particular spot so he could screen capture it and put it as his background, but it has like the YouTube bar on it. So, that was good. Yeah, there's a lot of cool things. Someone actually made the comment of like having 9 cards that tell the story arc. This is what we're experimenting with on Origins. It was an idea that we felt would be really cool in Genesis because of the dynamic nature of the game and the storytelling of the game, of how there's a lot of rivalries. We saw like a piece, Congress Trick, do that. It would have been really cool to have like that entire fight scene between Kendra and Nubia, and it end with Congress Trick, right?
Oh, yeah.
So these are things we want to start building towards, is having, especially for the summons. A lot of the summons, like Emergent Worm, beautiful artwork, absolutely amazing, but it doesn't fit into a larger story arc. It just appears, right? So having those creatures kind of fit into a story would be really, really awesome. All right, any other questions we've missed?
There was a question first, was who did the art? And I'm pretty sure Damjan did the art.
I did
Did
that.
it? Oh, nice.
Glad you like it, guys.
Yeah, there's definitely a level, like, there's details that I'm starting to notice. When I look at an artwork, I can be like, yeah, I know which artist it is inherently now.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
So we're not losing the identity in the project.
Yes.
That's really good.
The next question, which is a very good one, is if you smash all your stretch goals, where would you like to see the extra money go?
We give it to Chris.
We're giving nothing to Chris.
We're not giving it to Chris. That's definitely not where it's going. I think step one, we're going to do stuff to support the community more.
Yeah, organized play.
At the end of the day. Yeah.
Organized play is 100% like getting geo-polished, getting the prize support good, like very solid into everyone's hand. I was talking actually to Louis and George about this earlier today, and I think my interview with them will be going up sometime very soon. At the end of the day, we recognize that the only way Genesis as a TCG can survive over the next 20, 40 years is if we have the local game store supporting us. The local game stores, the players, and content creators create the environment for the game to thrive, and they're the ones we need to be supporting every step of the way. And without the local game stores, like, they're the one-on-one contacts that the players have to the game. And that's why we also have a specific Discord server for the local game stores so that we can give them information ahead of time. So if you want to know anything about the game, you should be able to go to your local game store and they should be able to get that information from us. They should be your point of contact for a lot of information. So, a bit of a tangent there. But yes, organized play, big thing.
So we got a comment, not necessarily a question, but it gave me ideas. So the comment was, Chris is my favorite champion. So April 1st, expect to see a Chris champion card. He's been demanding a card into the game ever since. So you will expect Chris on April 1st.
Every time you insult Chris, he loses 1 health.
That's actually the only way to beat him.
Yeah, it's not gonna be good.
He doesn't take damage otherwise.
We'll just redesign Oni.
Yeah.
It'll be this single affiliated.
Same Oni outfit.
Yes. This is Chris standing by a pillar. It'll be so good. Yeah. There's yeah. Alright. Extra money should go to fly Damjan back. Actually, there was an interesting story with like getting him here, getting him back home, because
Difficult.
yeah, it's just a lot of difficulties, a lot of lessons learned. Let's consider this championship had a lot of great dry runs for things we want to be doing next year.
Basically, I'm a test subject.
We're all test subjects on this team, not the community.
Yeah.
You're the success story.
You're safe.
We are the test subjects. Yeah. Chris's energy reduction in Dagger 1. He costs extra energy to play cards. I love it. At least, oh, Lionel's watching. Hey, Lionel.
Oh, hello there.
It's good to have you come and support us.
Next question. Are you planning more creature champions?
Like core?
I'm referring to core. But like just in Origins itself brings new races.
Yeah.
That we haven't had before.
Yeah, that was actually very interesting because I was talking about it at some point in the past few days, and I was like, Phage is about the basic human need to survive, right? We do whatever it takes to survive as a culture, as a race. And I was like, but in Origins, that doesn't apply because they're not all humans. But like the principle is still the same, but I couldn't say it that way, and I was like, how do I word this? Like, I don't know what to say here. Yeah, a private jet would make things easier to get Damjan back and forth.
Yeah,
make his life a lot happier.
Yeah, I have a friend who can fly as well, so we're all set now.
Oh my goodness, have you ever been shotgun inside of a small plane, like in the passenger seat?
No,
it is terrifying. It's awesome. It's definitely an experience, but not an experience I'd like to have again.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What about non-humanoid champions is the next question. I will say in Origins you won't see any. Back in the day in the D&D Genesis campaign, there was a wolf that was a champion. But who knows what the future holds?
Yes.
You guys will have to wait.
Yeah.
You'll have to wait and see.
Like one thing that I want to work on as the game grows is be more open to other opportunities in game design. Like Jaylara, the storyline for Jaylara and its path and direction has been planned for a long time. When I started making Genesis, I was like, I'm not just going to come in with the one step prepared. I want to make sure I have a history to tell people. So when they ask questions, I can be like, well, here's some Easter eggs of things that are coming. Like Essence Drain, like walls, fortification had a quote from Odara on it. Like Odara core were planned much more in advance. So there's even a backstory with Fong, Long, and Erica. If you know the history of their conduits, there's an Easter egg in there for something else in the future. So there's a bunch of Easter eggs that were planned for J-Lara for a long time. But as the game grows, we definitely want to be open to other opportunities. So, yeah. Keeping it vague.
Sid keeps pitching a fish. It's just a fish, and it's a champion.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's doing it, but...
It's definitely fishy.
People don't want to play a fish.
Fish is awesome, alright? Alright.
I think that is it for our current questions. We're at 70-47. We should push on to a more important topic.
Alright, let's talk about the Kickstarter. It's going live tomorrow? Yeah?
It's going live tomorrow, yeah.
We can do it. Yeah. Alright, I'm just throwing that on top
tomorrow,
of it.
So we had to start it tomorrow.
Yeah.
This was a trip.
I'm just throwing it on top of us because people don't need to see us anymore. Alright, so we got... we'll break down different sections. This is awesome. Live tomorrow time, 10 a.m. We got the approval. It was kind of crazy because right when I said to everyone, hey, I don't know if we're going to get the approval, shortly after we got the approval. It was just fate's cruel trick on us. You had to accept that it wasn't going to happen before it could happen. Alright, it's almost nicer with our faces not on the screen because now I don't have to worry about the way I look all the time. I'm like, I don't have to stand so proper. Alright, breaking into some of the lore. Some great feedback that we got from so much of the community. Thank you. Huge shout out to the Patreon members who spent so much time with all the love in the heart tearing their original pitch for the Kickstarter apart.
Yeah, that was so useful.
Yeah.
That was so useful.
The first night, Damjan and I are up till 5 a.m. stressing out. We put this together. We're so proud of ourselves. We wake up the next morning and there's like 75 emails of how we need to redesign it. We're like...
We had to obliterate the whole design, basically.
Yeah.
The look changed completely, but for the better.
Yes, it looks gorgeous. Thank you to everyone who helped to refine it so much. Being a lot more graphic heavy, we got that feature here. I know Scheming Skeleton mentioned it in the chat. Yes, he is going to be able to spoil Satir to the community because he found that Easter egg hidden in Damjan's website a long time ago.
Yeah.
So that's going for him. So 12 champions, 152 cards coming out in that set. The 4 mechanics, if you haven't seen them, and that's Warp, Replicate, Modify Stack, and Fatigue. Which one, Alex, out of those 4 are you most excited about?
What do I play? I like them all.
Yeah?
I think the most common one to play is Fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is naturally on the most amount of cards. Fatigue definitely got the most love as it was spread along as more of a core mechanic. Followed by, I think, Warp has the second most, then the Stack, and then Replicate is pretty much exclusively Phage.
Yeah. So for me, I really love Modify Stack as that existing in Genesis is, I think, a huge win for us as a team. So I'm very proud for the game design team and for the future leaders for testing that out and making that pretty successful. And then we got the rabbit spoiled.
Oh, yes. Somebody should call it the best rabbit ever. Yeah. This is a big one.
It's a big one. We put a champion in there for scale. Not a banana. Just a champion.
That one is done by Mikael.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So many great artworks done. Yeah. Mikael, Dahlia, and Philip really pulled out their A game for a lot of the stuff. The bacteriophage. Oh my goodness. When Mikael showed that, I fell in love. It's actually my phone's wallpaper now.
Oh, that's awesome.
I love that artwork. And then we're debuting Phage. We actually had to Google search how to spell debuting. That was fun.
Yeah.
Let's break down the packages. So for the players, we got 3 tiers. It's basically 1 box, 3 boxes, or a full case. So 1 box, half a case, or a full case. For each of these, there is an early bird opportunity. If you pledge within the first 24 hours, then you're going to get $5 off, but you also get a exclusive alternate art Corrine promo where she has bird wings. Because she's the early bird.
Yeah.
If you don't know Corrine yet, yeah, right? One of the 4 champions that was spoiled early on. She's over here. She is both a master weapon. What do you call that? Like master weapon user?
Weapon master.
Yeah, weapon master. There we go. and a shapeshifter. So her having wings, I think, is gonna look super cool. I'm looking forward to revealing that sketch soon enough, or the artwork as soon as we have it. He's working hard on it. I'll let you all know. He's not allowed to go to sleep until he has a pretty decent version of it tonight.
Yeah. I can vouch for that.
All right. And the link for the Kickstarter is in the description. If you want to start following that, make sure you're aware when we go live. So that is the player bundles. There's one more player bundle, which is the all-in bundle. And that's a graphic we actually need to update soon. Actually, we should have these. So there's the 1 box, 3 boxes. Mikhail designed these boxes. I did not design the boxes, and that's why they look so pretty.
There was an important question.
Yep.
Does the content creator tier come with an early bird promo? Yes. If it doesn't say on there, yes, it would come with the early bird promo.
Yeah.
As long as you're back in the first 24 hours.
I think we said everyone who backs us in the first 24 hours gets an alternate art Green champion card. So that is there, everyone. It doesn't matter which pledge level you're at.
There's no limit to how many early bird packages will be available. It's just you're getting 1 promo if you back in the first 24 hours.
Yeah.
So if we got 10 people, then 10 people will have it. If we have 100 people, 100 people have it, etc.
I mean,
we'll back on the next day, you don't get it.
Yeah. We're going to print a few extras of those promos just for ourselves, for our personal collections, but they're mainly just going to the people at the Kickstarter. The whole case bundle, this image does need to get updated, but you're getting 2 t-shirts. One that has Iblis here, and then the other that has Kasha. I'm excited for those. I really want to get Origins t-shirts so badly. And then we have the game mat. It does say Kickstarter on it, right underneath the Origins thing. I don't know how well that views here. We might have to do a zoom up thing to show the mat a little bit better. And then you also get the J2 starter kit. This is basically all the stuff that's in the add-ons. You can get it as one big bundle. Then we have the content creator package. This one is for some certain content creators. They won't get to pick the card that they get the promo version of. But we will help curate that option down to something that we feel fits their channel really well. It would be a standard card from Origins, just getting a special promo treatment and getting the logo put onto it. Then the last thing...
Jeffrey, if you want to make 10 Kickstarter accounts, you would in fact get 10 different promos.
And then the retail package, I actually had someone ask me, why are we making the retail package so transparent? Usually it's hidden for a lot of Kickstarter campaigns. My philosophy, and I don't know how the entire team correlates to it, but speaking on my behalf, I don't think that the players have enough transparency on the challenges that a lot of retailers kind of go through, and how a lot of distributors are not doing things in favor of the retailers. So we want to show that the retailers are that we're working with the retailers, and this is how we can also help support the local game stores as well. I hope that's a decent answer, but they get
2 questions.
Yeah.
What if we don't have a logo? Can we just get the Flaming G logo behind it?
That, or we can see if we can help you get a logo.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people.
Alexander, will craft you a personalized logo.
You don't want Alex to do it.
And then how many promo cards do content creators get?
They're getting a bundle of 50. 50 copies of their promo. That's what we have planned right now.
Shahan asks, 2 sets in a row with 2 rares per pack? Mouth open. Is this a permanent change?
Yes.
I would never say permanent, but it is.
Yeah.
Planned.
You never know. Alex might make it there's 3 rares per pack soon. I think the consensus on how J2 is going on both the secondary market and what we saw at the championship proved that our pack distribution for J2 was on point. There wasn't a lot of we calculated it on the secondary market how much would Sid's deck go for, and it was fairly reasonable. And this is something I love about Genesis, is that playing competitively does not require you to break the bank. You can play competitively and make really good decks for a very reasonable price. So that's something I want to make sure we adhere to as a company. Right, Alex? Right?
That's fair, yeah.
Right?
Can they get a 40% transparency picture of Chris's face on their promo?
If they choose to. And it's up to them.
You know what? I am perfectly comfortable if Chris becomes a meme. Let's do it. Let's make this happen. Let's memify Chris. And then the retail package, we also have the opportunity for them to do the same promo version of a card with their logo on it. So, all right, and we got to talk about what's inside. So the box obviously branded with the Kickstarter logos. The cards, after a lot of debate and a lot of figuring out like what is the best approach to this, we have decided yes, the cards will get the Kickstarter logo added onto them. And then the big thing, the box topper for Origins. This is something that I know, talking to quite a few people, this is the thing that they're really excited about. So you got the Electrical Storm alternate art promo. Do you want to talk a little bit, Damjan, about your direction on this?
Do we talk about this now, or do we leave it for later when we have a bit more things piled up in this thing?
We'll say for now that there is more meaning behind why the art is done this way than is obvious right off the bat.
Some people will probably figure it out, and that's why I'm leaving some space there.
Easter eggs.
Yeah. Some people will figure it out.
Chris is in a meme already. Oh, it's so good. I love that this is happening. And that the attention isn't about me and the baboon anymore. I have a special relationship with that baboon.
You did that on purpose.
Alright, then we're doing the foil epic rares. As of right now, so Alex always makes sure that I never say never. So as of right now, the intention is that this is the first time that foil epic rares will appear. They will be in the box topper, and you're guaranteed to at least get one of the... How many rares are in Origins? 30... I want to say 36?
I'll get that real quick.
I'm pretty confident it's 36, but it's in the 30s. So you get one of those epic rares, guaranteed you'll get a foil version of the epic rare. And they're going to look so pretty. So pretty. Because we're getting rid of the black border, making them the extended art. A lot of special treatment. And I know Damjan's probably going to be sitting down with me and making sure that they look as nice as possible. Yes. Because he is not a huge fan of the way I've been templating stuff so far.
I have been pointing that out for so long now. Finally the time has come.
Yeah. You know, this is partly because you've been just too busy to help me with this before.
Oh, now it's on me. Okay.
This is what I do.
Once I'm back in Finland, that's it. I'm spamming you every single day.
Sean says that tsunami is gorgeous. Yes, that tsunami looks so pretty. Dahlia is doing such a phenomenal job. But we'll get to the stretch goals. But yeah, this is just the beginning. And then the third card that shows up in the pack is either going to be a second random foil epic rare. So you get to, and even just straight off the bat, that's a pretty phenomenal option there. And then you get, you'll get a signed card from Origins. There's also the opportunity of getting a sample card from Origins, or finally, there's the chance of getting a pre-alpha card. So we saw, anyone who was at the championship got to see some of those pre-alpha cards. I've been having to show this around a lot, so I have one just beside me here. We got the Tsunami with the alpha border and everything. But in the set logo, where is it? There it is. Let's focus here. Focus, camera.
Oh,
there it is. See that JAE. This is some of my proof that the original set, before it was called Alpha, was called Welcome to JLR. That was the original intention. The first set was going to be Welcome to JLR, but then we changed it to Alpha because, as a company, we weren't ready to release a real product yet. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, we switched that to JAE, and now, well, we went to Alpha, and then Welcome to JLR finally came out with a completely different border. So to get those cards, 2017 print with the JAE on it, this is actually my personal collection that I'm tearing apart to do this.
Few questions.
Yep.
Were the pre-alphas prior to the 2017 alpha cards? Yes, they're pre-alpha. How many different ones are there?
Do I need to pull out my binder and start listing them?
That's up to you.
This is my binder of all the actual Genesis printed cards. So we have the 4 champions: Idris, Malik, Nubia, Braha, Cross Punch, Jay Waters, Air Elemental, Air Shield, Archon of Light, Fortification, Guardian of Balance, Guided Arrow, Earth Elemental, Flame, Giant Scorpion, Hunting Hound, Meditative Ascension, Rejuvenating Springs, Aura Surge, Chain Lightning, Dedicated Studies, Teleportation, Tsunami, Water Elemental, Death Eater, Essence Drain, Death's Companion, Fire Elemental, Infernal Lashback, Malevolent Spirit, Meteorite, Skeleton King, Angel Retribution, which isn't in this binder because I got it signed, so it's in my signed binder. The Primordial Force, Purifying Wave. Now, the Demon Scrolls I'm really hesitant to put out because the text on the Demon Scrolls is not what Demon Scrolls does anymore. So I'm a little hesitant to put that out, but it does exist. It's just more all the pre-alpha stuff, according to my guidelines of what's tournament legal, they are technically tournament legal. They're a Genesis card with a proper Genesis back with a trademark on them. So they're tournament legal. That's why I can't put that Demon Scrolls out there, because that one is... Then we would have to put a ban list on it if anyone decides to actually play with it.
Ban list with just this specific Demon Scrolls.
Yeah, yeah, right? So that feels a bit awkward to do.
That's not that bad. You can do it. Even better, you just let it stay legal. That one player is allowed to.
If that one player decides to play that one card and breaks the entire game because of it. Oh my goodness. So it's basically the stuff that showed up in the Alpha Starter Kit, including a few additional cards, including the 4 epics. So that are the pre-alpha stuff. All right, where were we? I guess. All right, we're running really over time.
That's what we gotta do.
Yep.
The people are here. It's fine.
Yep. Add-ons, J2 starter kit, the T-shirts, game mats, and then additional boxes. So this Kickstarter is for the players, the LGSs and the content creators and collectors, but we do not want to limit the amount of boxes anyone can get. So feel free to pick up as many boxes as you want. Stretch goals.
Contents.
Yeah, we get funded at 15,000, and then we go into getting the Genesis coin. So like we've done with all the other years with the poker chips, we're actually going to do a special poker chip, Genesis Kickstarter poker chip, and that will go out to everyone who backs us. So then at the $50,000 mark, we're going to finally invest into getting that branded security wrapper around the booster boxes, and this will help keep those precious, maintained, and know you got something that's authentic. Then every step after, every 10,000 will be the foil champions. So the version of the foil champions you get in the Kickstarter, this will be the only way to get those foil versions of them. The other alternate art foils, we have something special for those in mind. But for these artworks that you see above in the Kickstarter, this is how you're going to get the foil versions of those champions. So we get that. Then we're going to unlock. I know I've been talking to George. He has a contact for someone who can make some really cool Genesis deck boxes, Genesis branded deck boxes. So we want to include that in as a stretch goal. And then at the high end, Damjan, you want to talk about this one?
Yes. So for a very long time, we were looking into how to ramp up things basically for the art team. And we talked with the art team, we talked between each other. And we have this opportunity here to work with Halil Uro, who is luckily one of my very close friends. And he accepted to do for us a Tsunami alternative version. So that's something that I'm extremely excited about because he is so big in the industry already. He has been working in video games and in board games. He's been working on Legends of the Five Rings, Pet Fighters, Star Wars board, like many board games, including even card games like Magic the Gathering. So that being said, I'm just looking forward to see what he cooks up, and I hope that people will enjoy this. This is a big step for us. Yeah.
You think it'd be okay if I put up his?
Oh yeah, absolutely, go for it.
Let's put this up here. Where's that Ninja Turtles one? I really love that one.
Go up. That's one of my favorites. There you go.
This one.
Yeah. Yeah, he basically has many of the things that if not all, that we're looking for in the Genesis art direction. And that's high dynamicity, grittiness, and this academic approach makes things just look wonderful.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is it.
We're really excited. I can't add anything. I'm not adding anything more to that. Yeah, let's move on. This is Damjan's big push, and I'm excited to have that collaboration come in. All right, so we have the shadows. My fun thing I'm doing here is kind of like that Street Fighter motif when you have characters that are locked, and then as you start unlocking them, you get to see them show up on your thing. So we have all the shadow forms, and then once we unlock them, we'll start showing their actual artwork here, being like, oh, it's unlocked. A new challenger to the arena. All right. Then we have other goals and stretch goals. So the first one being a backer's stretch goal, which is we will do an opportunity for everyone who backs a project to pitch ideas to us, and then we still have to work out some of the details, but we will be using quite a few of them to start creating a pitch contest, and then go through the bracket elimination process. And some of those will get inputted into Invasion. So you'll see those into the Future League section to start getting tested very soon. After the Kickstarter, but soon after the Kickstarter. So I'm really excited to see how that kind of plays out. That's going to add a lot more to Alex's plate. Are you ready, Alex?
I'm always ready.
He's always ready. On top of that, so one thing that's very important to us and to leverage Kickstarter and this opportunity to do is also give us a larger, a higher chance to connect with our community. And we want to do that through Facebook and through YouTube. So on the Facebook side, once we hit particular milestones for followers, we will start doing additional community makes, like a community pitch contest. This will be open to everyone who's following us on Facebook or the entire community. And then we'll start doing them for Invasion, Collision, and War, the next 3 sets that are planned for J. Lara. And then on the YouTube side, if we hit these particular stretch goals, we're going to do box breaks. And these will be as a live stream for the people who are following us on YouTube, and then watching the live stream itself. They'll have an opportunity to get cards from increasingly older sets, going from Origins. If we have 500 followers, so we're already at 250. Let's get up to 500. Then at 1,000. 1,500, we're going J2 first print, not the second print. So first print is a little bit rare, a little bit more smaller print run. Raise, welcome to J. Lara. Then we'll go into beta, and then we'll actually do a box break for alpha, which is, I have not opened up an alpha box. I don't think I've ever sat down and opened an entire alpha box myself.
Really?
Yeah. I've opened up a few packs. I've done a draft, but I've never opened up all 20 packs myself. I think, my brother and Steve are probably the only two people who have done that. Steve, leave a comment if you're still watching. Did you actually open up 20 packs from a single booster box yourself, or did you give some of them to your mom to open up or something like that? I want to know if a single individual has ever opened up all 20 packs from the same box before. And then the rest of it is, I'm really excited about some of the stuff. The fact that DM Armada's video is in here. Massa, thank you so much. You did an amazing tutorial, so that's here as well. Look at that thumbnail. It just awesome. Totally killed it and updated it for the Kickstarter. So thank you so much. One that I did, it's there. But I did this as a demo with one of our partner stores, Discordia Games. So that's awesome. Links to the Tabletop Simulator and the Discord community. Some of our information from Board Game Geek. And then some of the other YouTube channels that we're on. The cool thing here is actually this is a playlist of videos created by third-party content creators. And this will actually get updated every time you come to this website. If there's a new video, the thumbnail will change because it will feature a new video differently. So to all the content creators out there, know that your video will show up on our Kickstarter. And then some history stuff, that's boring. This video is super exciting. If you haven't seen it yet, just wait until you can on the Kickstarter. It is awesome. Some growth there, some things from the team. Do you really need to know more details about us? If you do, it's here. There's an entire bio about Chris. Everyone, this is Chris. You can follow him on LinkedIn. There's a link. Damjan actually got his own website created just recently for those.
The domain I have to figure out still, but it should be working tomorrow. So
yeah,
it's all good.
So he's getting that ready for everyone so you can see his entire portfolio. And then, of course, my mentor, Safi Hafizada, is in here as well. And then more boilerplate stuff, less interesting. All right. That, I think, breaks down the Kickstarter thoroughly. Alex, is there anything I'm missing?
From the Kickstarter itself, no, I think that's good. Other than a few ideas that I forgot to mention to you that we should implement, but I'll talk to you about those afterwards.
Don't worry. Damjan and I are going to be up quite late tonight.
Yeah, this is
doing a few minor changes to polish this off, make it look more
minor.
Yeah.
It will be something.
We do need to tell everybody about the party.
Yes, yeah. That I actually need to. Yeah, I'm going to be making a blog post, but you tell them. It's your party.
Well, did you get the picture I sent you?
Ooh, yes. Let me,
All right, so...
Let me get our faces up here.
It's not a secret. You can tell all your friends, but an hour before the Kickstarter goes live, so from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, me and Damjan, if he's awake, because I don't know how long he'll be staying up tonight.
He will be.
I might not sleep, but I will be awake for sure.
We will be live in the Discord, the fan-made Discord. We'll be live streaming, and if you show up, you will get one of 4 very exclusive party promos.
I need
3 more parties will happen during the lifespan of the Kickstarter. They will come out at a later date. We will tell you when those are.
I don't have those artworks.
I'll give you the one. You only got the one spoiled one for tomorrow.
I just have the original version that you sent me way back when.
Alright, show them my terrible art that I made.
Alright, come on, Slack. You can do this. You can do this.
This is the version I made. Then Sid said, no, you gotta use the artists. They're good at making art. And I said, fine.
Were you, super disappointed when I said that? You're like, oh, but I worked so hard. Alright, let's see if I interrupt our...
9 in the morning, Darren. 9 in the morning. 9 to 10.
Party promo.
And you also don't need to pop on long. You need to pop on long enough, 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, right before the Kickstarter launches. You have to pop on long enough for us to get your name that you'll be using on the Kickstarter.
Come on, full screen it. Yes, now the people can see.
What do they see? Oh no! It disappeared! We're so prepared, eh?
Yeah.
So we have...
Tomorrow, Darren. tomorrow is the launch of the
I like to start
Kickstarter.
here.
Just like, and Alex. No, they can't see that online. The Kickstarter logo blocks it off. But, yeah, we got champions holding balloons to celebrate the launch of the Kickstarter. It's adorable.
It will look slightly better. This is the one I made.
Yeah. That's how I feel every time. Like, I make a product, I'm like, you know what, this is pretty good. And then Mikhail's like, just give me a few minutes. And then he presents something to me, I'm like, yeah, no. Yeah. I just like, I look at all these like product lines, and then you see like the alpha, beta, all that kind of stuff, and you see the J2 box, and you're like, oh, yeah. See, that's when the company actually really started getting their act together.
Yeah, somebody stepped in there.
Yeah. So, no, super excited about everything that's happening. It's going to be an awesome launch. It's just a few hours away. We have a countdown on both the Genesis website and on the Origin section of the Genesis website. I wish I could put a countdown on like a Facebook or something else, but I don't know where else we could put countdowns on too. But it's gonna look absolutely amazing. I'm really excited about it. Is everyone following the Kickstarter? Make sure you do that. We're gonna be launching. I know tomorrow I am joining Rochester CCG's live stream at 8 p.m. Eastern, I think, and talking about the Kickstarter there and giving them some spoilers. I know Scheming Skeleton, you got some spoilers that you're gonna be doing. There's gonna be a video drop from Kitchen Table TCG. Massa, I cannot forget, you dropped your video already. Thank you so much for putting that out there and working all night to put that video together. You must be so tired. And then there's just so many other people. There's actually a new podcast that we just recently partnered with, which is the Booster Pack. And this was really cool because the person heard about us through another podcast, Board Game Design Lab. He'd been following the project for a long time. It was funny because when we started the interview, he's like, so I've been following you for a long time. I'm like, that's creepy. You don't just say that. So he's been following the project for a long time, and after the championship, he came to congratulate us, and then I was talking to him a little bit, and he mentioned his podcast. Bronson was on that podcast, and I was like, you know what? If you want to chat with me, I'm open. And he was like, yes, let's do it. So I'm really excited about that, and we've already talked about follow-up podcasts in the future. So a lot of cool stuff. I'm eventually going to have to start getting Alex to do some of these interviews too, because you don't want to see this face all the time. You need to see something with hair on it. Shrug. Yeah, that's, I think, everything that I can think of right now.
You just reminded me that I think we told Chris that he had to start doing interviews, and he hasn't done any.
That guy.
We need to get his face out there, but he's too lazy. That's the issue. It's all on him.
It's
his fault. Guys, it's his fault. That's it.
So, anything else that we're missing?
No, I will see everybody at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Do you want to throw the Discord channel? We should put that message up there for anyone that doesn't have the link to the Discord. Let's show where I'm literally going to go get it from, because I always get it from the Genesis website. Genesis/new. Whoop whoop. And then this is just the place I always know to find it. So copy link address and drop that in there.
Yeah, sorry, Eastern time. I forgot there are different times. 9 a.m. Eastern time.
Yes. Yeah.
You don't have to show up at 9. Anytime between 9 and 10.
Yeah.
Party in Discord.
And I want Damjan to do some live drawings while he's there.
Yeah, Damjan will be live drawing for you guys.
Share your screen.
I can do that.
Share your screen.
I can do that, yeah. I can do that.
We could get you to continue working on the early bird.
Yeah. We can do that.
Have people seen the updated website? I'm so proud of this. I mean, it definitely could be much stronger, but all things considered, it's not bad. Yeah, this is when you get an artist start looking at your stuff, and you're like, well,
try. We'll fix that.
Try.
We'll fix that. Yeah.
At 6 a.m. for the cool coast. Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be awesome. All right, let's wrap everything up here. Thank you everyone who watched. It was one of our largest viewings to date, so I'm really excited about that. And we will see everyone tomorrow morning with Alex, and I'm sure I'll be around doing other live stream stuff. So tomorrow, it's gonna be awesome.
See you tomorrow.
And good
Good
night.
guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.